It's Maria Palmer from Rock 95.5. I'm here with Joe from Go Brewery. I love how the rhymers sound there.
What's up?
Thanks for hanging today, man.
This is incredible. Thanks for having me here.
I love that you're here, and I love that you brought beer, but this is different beer.
It is a little different. So this is non-alcoholic beer. I'm the founder of Go Brewing, and we're the first non-alcoholic brewery in Illinois. We're located in Naperville, Illinois, and we have a ton of NA beer on draft and for package.
So why NA?
Do you have any idea like how many people don't drink in the U.S. by chance?
No,
It seems like not a lot, right? So
Yeah.
my wife and I went through this period of time where we abstained from alcohol, and it was really tough. It was extremely challenging. I had done it since I was a kid. I had been drinking since I was a kid, like 13, 14, 15 years old. I'm a little ashamed to admit that.
Don't do that, children.
But we abstained from alcohol for 75 days, and we had this massive craving for beer. So we found some decent non-alcoholic beer options. But the thing we were missing was a community. We were missing a place to hang out that didn't revolve around alcohol. So we decided to create a place that was really inclusive. So we have things for everyone. So we have non-alcoholic beer. We only make No and Low, but we also have neighboring beer from like Salamo, Two Fools, Noon Whistle, and some other places right around us to make it a very inclusive environment for all.
Ooh, okay, let's get trying that.
Yeah,
So
excited.
basically I'll be actually hydrated then at the end of this.
You actually will be hydrated. Yeah,
I
you will
love
be
that.
hydrated. An article just came out recently, and they were talking about the benefits of non-alcoholic beer and how it's actually better than sports drinks. It wasn't my article, but I think it's probably because sports drinks have a lot of sugar in them. This doesn't have any added sugar.
Yes! Okay, so this
And low
Gatorade.
calories too.
So I'm going to win a Super Bowl after I drink this
That's
beer.
right.
You
That's
said it. I'm quoting you. Okay. When I'm going for a beer, I like to have either the stereotypical cider or sour,
Okay.
or I like a wit beer. I like a pilsner. Things on that
You're
end.
naming everything we have.
Yes.
But I have to start you off with our most popular beer.
Okay.
And this is our Sunshine State, and it's a mango peach tropical IPA.
Oh, that's delightful.
It's nice and light, citrus. I drink this for breakfast on most days, actually.
That's
That's
awesome.
pretty good.
Very citrusy, very bright, energizing even.
And you know what's great about it? On these wintry Chicago days, you have one of these, it kind of reminds you of what's to come. You know, we all love our Chicago summers.
It's like maybe we don't have depression, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
We do though.
All these beers are relatively low in calories. For 12 ounces, the most calories we have in our beer is about 100 calories per beer. To put that in perspective, most IPAs, especially hazy IPAs, you're going to have upwards of 250 to 300 calories. So it's a third.
So no calories, you're getting hydrated, it's better than Gatorade.
Yeah.
I'm not saying the downside, but I love that it's an entire brewery for it because like you were saying, when you try to give up alcohol, a lot of the problem is that it's so almost ingrained in our society. It's just like what we do as adults for fun. The kids go to Chuck E. Cheese, the adults go to the bar.
The reality here is it's not about teetotaling. Like, I'm a moderate drinker. It's just what I've found is really important is to include non-alcoholic beer in your alcohol diet.
Yeah.
And if you do that, you'll realize that, let's just say you drink 3 beers in a sitting and you substitute one of those for a non-alcoholic beer, you just drink a third less than you normally would.
True that. And like half the time when you're going out drinking, it's not to go out drinking, it's to go hang out
And be social.
with your buddies, right? And then next thing you know, you have a hangover the next day that you didn't anticipate dealing with. Not that I'm speaking from experience.
All right, should we try something else?
Yes, absolutely. What's up?
Okay, so you said Pilsner.
I love a
and
Pilsner.
I think
Yeah,
you're going to like
please.
this. These are suspended in sunbeam Pilsner. This is about 50 calories, so even lighter than what the other one was.
Look at that.
Cheers. The great thing about this beer is we use the same classic ingredients. We're not using any specialized yeast. We're not using anything different.
Okay.
It is literally clean, four different ingredients in the beer, and we just use a different methodology to not make it with a lot of alcohol.
I was about to ask, so I don't know. I know the drinking side. I don't necessarily know the brewing side. How are you using the same ingredients, but there is no alcohol?
Different ratios and a lot of practice. So we started brewing out of my garage. I have an amazing brewmaster I wish I was as talented as he is in terms of brewing, but it took us like 1,000 different recipes in my garage over the course of a year to really get this right. And it was playing with temperatures and then all of the variables that go into making a beer. And I had no idea how complicated it would be, but I'm super proud of the work that he did, because immediately we were like, wow, this is the taste of a Pilsner, and that is the taste of a hazy IPA. So you almost have this placebo effect where you don't even realize you're not drinking alcohol. Obviously, you don't have the buzz like we talked about, but for some days that's an okay thing. Right?
Yeah.
This is our head-on wheat beer, so you're gonna sense a lot of coriander here, lots spices. It's gonna be probably the most different or unique flavor of all of our beers in just the way it's made.
Oh, that's nice.
You like it?
Yeah, I want to drink this at a picnic.
Other side of the spectrum, this is a street cred stout. It has a little nitro dose in it as well. So we have a canning line at our facility in Naperville, and we pasteurize all our beers too, which is really important for safety. But the cool thing about the stouts is a little dose of nitro. So if you had a Guinness before, I'm sure you had, in the cans, you know that like nitrogen cartridge?
Yes.
Well, that actually like takes away some of the carbonation to make it feel like you're having it on draft.
Okay.
And we're trying to emulate the same thing. We're not as sophisticated as Guinness with the nitrogen cartridge, but this is a pretty good alternative to that.
Ooh, that is a nice stout. Like, this has everything that you think that the stout should be. So what is your clientele like that comes into Go?
You know what is so crazy? It's a lot different than what I thought it would be. When we had this thesis for the business, I was thinking a lot of people would be like myself and my wife, people that want to abstain from alcohol.
Right.
First day we opened to the public, I noticed at least 50% of the people there did not drink for health reasons. They didn't drink because they just couldn't drink. And they were very, they had a lot of gratitude because there hadn't been a place that they could go to for a very long time. So we have some people that come into our bar in our brewery that they haven't drank for 20 years. We had a guy the other day, 40 years, he hadn't drank a beer. So it's a wide range of people, but there's certainly a group of people that are finding the community at Go Brewing because they weren't able to drink all these years and now they can. So again, having that beer on draft too is such a game changer. Yeah. And being one of the only ones around with it is it's just something we're really proud of. So I certainly invite anyone to come down because these beers are amazing in a can, but when you could have that draft experience, it's pretty incredible.
Oh, that's like such a beautiful thing to provide to someone. I feel like it's like again, like I've said before, it's the sense of community. It's getting everything that you want from that without any of the self-destructive part of it. And how that's beautiful.
And I do bartend all the time. I'm not nearly as good as our beer tenders, but you come by. I'd love for people to come by and say hello. I'm there probably too much. I'm there almost every single night, and I just love being there. It's such a fun environment, very inclusive, and we have a ton of really good events that are on our websites. We do things like cold plunges and Wim Hof breath training and yoga, and we have live music every weekend. So we try and just create this really inclusive environment. And again, it would just be my honor if anyone watching this could come and say hi to me. I'll even buy you an NA beer. That'd be incredible. Burn It Down IPA.
Okay.
So this is a classical IPA.
That is an IPA.
So that is a traditional IPA. You obviously sense the hoppiness. There's some bitterness to it. You're not going to miss a ton from a regular IPA to our non-alcohol IPA, and that's what we were really trying for. And I encourage anyone to try our beers and maybe even taste test them against a regular beer. One thing you'll notice for sure, it's a little bit lighter. There's a little bit less body because there's a lot less calories in there. There's a lot less alcohol than a regular strength beer, which turns out the alcohol has its own calories.
Right.
And that's what gives you that effect of obviously being inebriated, but it also gives you the effect of feeling bloated. Yeah. You know, and that's one of the things that for myself, like, I went years and I was like, what is wrong with me? And I walked around this beer gut and I just felt gross. And my doctor's like, well, how often do you drink? Yeah. And then I was like, I drink a few times a week, and I would drink 3 beers. And then after a while, it just catches up to you and slowly builds. Yep. And then anytime after that, I'd have a beer and I feel bloated. with this, I found you don't get that feeling.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you've had enough of them, you would.
Right.
But they just have this lightness to them that you'll grow to appreciate. And then once that happens and you compare it to a regular strength beer, you'll really notice the difference.
Yeah.
So we have one more. We have an
Okay.
easy IPA. So this one is going to be a little more hoppy, but you're going to have a little more citrus aroma to it. Yes. cheers
We're
to you.
hazy. Cheers. Very mangoey. Shout out, who does your cans?
It's us. We do it. We do it in house.
So you're an artiste then.
I'm not. I have a good team.
Fair.
But I could give a shout out to who helped us get started with our branding.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So huge shout out to Seed House. They're in the city. They helped us with a lot of our initial branding
Okay.
and taking the concept of storytelling. So that's really the space that we want to have. And I should have mentioned that too. We do storytelling nights at our facility as well. So not only live music, we have a stage with lighting and haze and like all this craziness, but storytelling is a big thing to us, and that's really important. And each one of these beers has its own story. It's been inspired by someone. So Seed House really took this concept and this idea and ran with it. And it was several months of iterations of getting it right, but we were really happy. We wanted to have some hand-drawn art like you'll see here, but a digital photo background.
Yeah.
So there's a unique thing of like, you can have like the coolest can in the world, but if it looks like everyone else's,
Yeah.
it's not going to stand out. So we wanted to make sure ours was a little bit different too, which was complicated because there's incredible cans and artwork out there, and the craft brewery scene is filled with creative people.
Sure.
So to differentiate ourselves was tough. I think Seed House did a great job giving us this template to use, and now we're building on it.
Amazing.
Please come see us at Go Brewing. We also ship online because we're non-alcoholic, and we ship to 43 states. Only 7 we can't because they consider it alcohol, but chances are if you're listening to this, we can ship to you. We do free shipping over $30 right now. We have tons of promos. You can sign up for our email list if you're in the Naperville area. That's fantastic. We're also starting to get picked up a lot more places in Chicago and in Binny's and stores. So if you don't want to shop online for whatever reason, you could definitely check our website, look at where to find us, and go pick it up. It'd be amazing.
Joe, cheers.
Cheers.